What's up guys, Anime Kid here, back at it with another video. In today's video, we will be talking about what if Deku had the rinnegan. Before we get started, make sure you like and subscribe, and with all that said, let's get started. One day, a man named Hisashi Midoriya accidentally bumped into a lady named Inko. Hisashi apologized to Inko and noticed how cute she was. Inko noticed that her husband had an uncommon eye pattern and that his eyes were purple. But he passed it off after her telling her it was a birth defect and nothing more. He asked her on a date and she accepted. Eventually, they ended up having a child and named him Izuku, due to him having green hair and Izuku meaning green. Not long after Izuku's birth, Hisashi disappeared without saying a word. All the events into the original still takes place with Deku believing he is quirkless until one day he wakes up, he brushes his teeth, and as he looks in the mirror, he sees his eye color. He screams to his mom, and she comes in with the biggest shocked face and asks Midoriya what happened. And he said he didn't know. Inko was asking to herself, she thought that it was a birth defect. How can Midoriya possibly have it if it was never there at birth? Midoriya happily finally yells that he has a quirk and that they should go to the doctor to check it out, which they did. The doctor asked Midoriya what his quirk did, and Midoriya said he didn't know. And so they decided to do tests on it to decide the name for it and what it did. They found out that it enhances his speed, his strength, his reflexes, and they released him and decided to name the quirk the rinnegan, meaning the Samsara Eye. Deku walking on his way to school encounters Kacchan, who dang near blows Deku's head off. Kacchan mocking Deku, but unlike usual, Deku smiles and reveals his quirk and challenges Kacchan. Kacchan accepting Deku using all his might, with Kacchan accepting Deku using all Deku's might, he throws a punch at Kacchan, where Kacchan quickly dodges with a shocked look on his face and blasts Deku with so much force it sent Deku's flying. Kacchan grabbed Deku's book that Deku dropped as he got blasted and burned it to a crisp. Deku decided to walk home sad. He was in a tunnel, then a slime creature appeared. Deku, getting ready to run, feels a strong wind go past him, and he looks back and sees the slime creature is gone, with All Might standing right behind him. Deku, being All Might's biggest fan, asks for an autograph and a few questions. All Might says not today and jumps to take off, then realizes in midair that Deku was hanging on to him. When they land, Deku asks All Might if he could ever be a hero with a quirk as weak as his, with All Might crushing his dream with a simple no. As this was going on, Kacchan was walking on his way to school to home with some friends and talking about how he destroyed Deku in the battle. Kacchan kicks and cracks the bottle All Might put the slime villain in. Whoever overpowers Kacchan, Deku and All Might split. It's who Cookie overpowers Kacchan. Deku and All Might split. And as Deku is walking home, hears all the commotion and sees what's going on. It's Kacchan. He's in danger. And the hero, their quirks, they don't have the type of quirks to help him. Deku screams to himself, Kacchan is gonna die if we don't help him. And by the time he even notices, his body's already running to help Kacchan, with the officers telling Deku to come back. Deku starts clawing at the monster while crying. Something with his eye changes for a second. It starts to form a Tomo-looking thing. And Deku throws a punch, the monster gets knocked back. Deku, crying his eyes out, looks behind him and is All Might, realizing he was the one who saved Bakugo. All Might calls Deku an idiot for what he did, but then gives him credit and tells Deku he had more guts than anyone out there, and explains the information about One for All. And asks Deku if he could train him. Deku agreeing. Deku trains by cleaning the trash on the beach every day and adding his own work on top of it to train his quirk. 10 months go by, and All Might sees Deku with his quirk. He notices that Deku can finally hold the one Tomoe for longer than a split second, and realizes he has been doing his own training, and asks himself, "Dang, Midoriya, when did you go get so cool?" Deku faints, and All Might catches him and explains that he can embrace One for All now, and all he needs to do is eat his hair. Deku looks at All Might and makes a dumb face, with All Might explaining that he needs to consume some of his DNA. Deku eats the hair and doesn't notice the change, but runs to Yue and notices that he can run a lot faster and is way stronger than usual due to his new Tomoe, and wonders if he can go either further beyond. Deku rushes to Yue and stops at the gate, wondering if he was ready to walk in. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to end it off. Thanks for watching. And as I said in the beginning, don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, see you on the next video.